Hi, everyone. My name is Tanya. I'm with the Grow Nebraska Foundation, and we are going to get started here on our free monthly webinar. So today's webinar is Thriving at E-commerce, Nail It Before You Scale It. And we do have a video from the Center for Rural Affairs. We'd like to thank them for sponsoring our webinar. They're a great resource provider statewide throughout the state of Nebraska. And Mickey Chitwood, a loan specialist, is going to just speak more about how to get a hold of her if you're interested in learning more about Center for Rural Affairs.
Hello, and thank you for joining today's webinar, sponsored by the Center for Rural Affairs. My name is Nikki Chitwood, and I'm the Panhandle Loan Specialist. As one of the many services we provide, I am here to introduce to you our lending services. When a bank can't help you with your dreams of homeownership or growing a business, the Center for Rural Affairs can. We offer coaching and financing to help you become a homeowner and start or grow a sustainable business. Please feel free to contact me at 308-631-0157, or you can visit cfra.org for more information.
And I would highly encourage you to just check them out and see if they can help your business out with anything. But yeah, if you have any questions, Nikki is the gal to get a hold of. And then our featured sponsor for the month of August is Phelps County Development Corporation. They're kind of in the Holdridge area, but they serve all of Phelps County. And so we like to they're our featured sponsor for the month of August. And then our featured member is Loop Valley Shopper, and they've been a Grow Nebraska member since 2021. And today's presenter is Maria Duran, but unfortunately she cannot make it live today, but she did provide us a recording. And so I will be sharing that here in just a second. But if you do have any questions, please put them in the chat and I will forward them on to her. And she said that she would make a video that I can send out later answering all those questions that you may have. And so please still ask your questions. We do want to get those answered. But just to let you know that this is a recording that Maria provided us just yesterday for the webinar today. So I will get that shared here in just a second. Okay, and then if you would like to just pop in the chat and let me know if you can hear it once it starts playing, and we're gonna get started here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. I'm excited that you're here. We're going to be talking about how you can thrive in and with e-commerce. So I'm excited to share with you, and I'm excited here to be with Grow Nebraska. Thank you so much for being here today. Again, my name is Maria Elena Duran, and you may know me from Marketech or coming to a session. But if you don't know me, I would love for you to say so in that chat box so that I will know that this is a new connection. And I'd love to be able to see you come to future webinars because I'm always here with the Grow Nebraska team. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you to Grow Nebraska, making sure that everybody in Nebraska has access to this, especially small businesses that are trying to grow and thrive. I do come from a small business background, so I started in a business incubator. I absolutely understand what it's like to get the value from other people's experience and how that can help you really project and quicken your success within your business. So it helps you not get blindsided, and that's what's so cool about the Grow Nebraska team, is because they are a team of people who are truly vested in your success. So I'm excited about that because I know what that meant for me and my business. And about 7 years, Google picked me up. So 7 years ago, Google picked me up because I do have experience. I've gotten Businesswoman of the Year. I've gotten the Texas Excellence in Small Business Award from the Texas governor. So I definitely know what it's like to be lifted up and stand on the shoulders shoulders of other people's experience and their support. And I really am hoping you feel like you get that today as we talk about how you can thrive with e-commerce. So if you want a copy of today's slides as this is going on, you just need to use that bit.ly link below. If you have Norton antivirus, it's not going to like that bit.ly link, just a heads up on that. But you can use the QR code here, and I don't know, it just doesn't like it. I guess some spammy, scammy people have used it before, but that's not what we do. So you can download the copy of today's slides and the handout that I'm using right now while you're going through the session, and it gives you a chance to follow along. And then when you get a recording of this, you'll be able to stop me or slow me down or have me on repeat of different areas that you're trying to implement, so you can have that assistance while you're actually doing it, because I know that makes it more meaningful when you finally get that opportunity to apply what you've learned. All right. This is who I am, and today we are talking about thriving at e-commerce, and I love e-commerce. I've been 15 plus years in international e-commerce across, well, more than dozens of different stores online, different countries, so I understand the space very well, and that's what we're going to take a deep dive today, is thriving at e-commerce. If you want to connect with me, the first handle that you see there at the very bottom of the page is at Maria Duran. That is me on Twitter or X, or you can also see me at Instagram or in Instagram at Marketing Coach Maria. Please connect with me there. I'd love to hear what you have applied that you've actually learned. I would also love to hear, exactly what celebrations that you're having, because I love to have those gift celebrations too, and I love to connect with you on socials. So make sure you look for me there, okay? All right. So today we're going to be talking about how to thrive at e-commerce. So we'll cover why sell online. It is quite obvious now, but we're even going to take a deeper dive into that. Getting seen or getting lost on Google, how you can expand your reach, because Google's still the #1 search engine in the world. I know a lot of people think that perhaps it's being challenged now by other social platforms, and there may be some initial discovery there. But when people want to know, go, do, or buy, they still go to Google. So as small businesses, it's the #1 search engine, and YouTube is #2. Both are owned by Google. So it's on us to truly understand what search is like, what it takes, and what are the factors that will make sure that we show up high in search when people are looking for our product, service, or solution. So we're going to talk about expanding that reach, being more than just a price tag, and then also different revenue streams. Okay. So why do we sell online? Well, we know that people are shopping online. In fact, they go here first on this mobile device 84% of the time when they are looking for information or trying to discover information. We know now that people go to 5 different sources before they make a purchase, be it online or offline. So understand that shopping behavior has quite drastically changed, especially as we saw what happened in 2020, right? All of a sudden, people for the first time were now buying curbside or buying online, where before they actually had to walk into the physical location at their place. And in 2020, that became the norm, curbside delivery, being able to get food and delivery right at your doorsteps, 24/7 delivery or 24-hour delivery. So that heightened expectations, and because of that heightened expectations, now we almost think you're lacking if you don't provide curbside delivery. So we have an expectation for that. And there is definitely an expectation now that people can find personalized information and recommendations and be able to find you with a snap of their camera, because they are. I mean, there's billions of searches happening every month when people utilize Google Lens, which is a virtual search, so a visual search. So they're actually snapping a picture. That's been around for more than 7 years. And then of course, Amazon, you can snap a picture there and it'll find exactly what you're looking for. So we are quite visual creatures, and that just became more aware and more focused, and actually more proliferated, just more people doing it in 2020 and since then. So as we see that, even if they're at a physical location in Main Street America, they are still looking and shopping and doing things on their phone, that little powerful computer that we have in our pocket. So for those of us in e-commerce, we need to look and see what the e-commerce landscape looks like. It is just growing. Remember what I said about heightened expectations? So it is growing and going. People have that expectation that they need to be able to find anything online. Even the local businesses near them, they need to be able to at least find some information and whether or not they have that product or service and is it in stock there. Also, there are still traditional revenue streams, so don't give up your brick and mortar. We all still want that personal human experience that we may not get completely from an online experience, although I see some e-commerce shops that are absolutely fantastic at being able to do that, even with the tech that they provide. We need to look at emerging streams, and also we need to be very strategic, right? We really need to understand our customers. When 66% of people are expecting a very personalized recommendation, that's just an expectation now. That's not even a creepy thing anymore. People want that because they are looking and leaning into their AI, their artificial intelligence, to actually provide that. So as people and retailers and online e-commerce stores start delivering information and services to them, they have to keep in mind that communication has to be super personalized. So as we look at that hyper personalization, one of the ways that e-commerce shops leave money on the table, a lot of money, because I see a lot of, in fact, most businesses, 64% of their income that they have, their revenue that they're generating every month is from email marketing. And that's, people aren't even using the full breadth of email marketing. So if you have an e-commerce store, so thriving at e-commerce, you need to have at least the very minimum, these 8 flows. These are all action or transactional based flows. And it's important for you to know that in email marketing, that is a very powerful tool where you can get hyper personalized. People are expecting that. They're expecting a relationship and they're expecting you to know them. Remember what I said about heightened expectations. And if you don't deliver on that, they can just swipe and go further down the line and find somebody who can. So a welcome series, what that is if you are first just connecting with them, they've come to your site, you're saying welcome. So that's what a welcome series is. A site abandonment means that they went to your site, they looked around and they did nothing. They clicked on nothing. So they looked around, you could see that they were moving from page to page, but that's all that they did. And they hit that big X at the top right-hand corner or tapped it on their mobile. Browse abandonment means just that. They are looking and they are searching and browsing, maybe even your catalog or your collections of products, and then they leave. Nothing happens. Cart abandonment, that is just like it sounds. Just like in a store, if we see a shopping cart empty, abandoned, things are defrosting and dripping in there, we know that is a cart abandonment. People put things in the cart, they have every intention, I want this stuff, and for some reason they don't finish and buy. Checkout abandonment is a little bit different. So that is a message that's sent when they've put everything into their cart and they put everything but the payment information. This is a signal that there is a payment problem or a trust issue. So what do I mean by that? When you've put everything except for that payment information and you don't feel, you're having like buyer's remorse, or maybe you're wondering, is this site real? Is this business real? Are they going to be really trustworthy with my financial information? That is when we stop. Or maybe they did a price comparison and they thought, oh, I could get it cheaper over here. So now they're comparison shopping. But a lot of times in this moment, so that happens more on actual cart abandonment than checkout. Checkout, because they have to put everything now in checkout. They have to put their email address, their actual address. They've got everything there. But let's say they love using Klarna or Amazon Pay or Google Pay, and you don't have that connected. Now, let's say I am a typical 35 to 45-year-old woman. I'm laying in bed shopping at 2:20 in the morning, because that's on average when typical college educated women with 2 children or more are shopping, is at 2:20 in the morning. And now you ask me for my credit card, and I have to get up out of my cozy bed and I have to go into my purse and find my credit card. I am more likely to leave that cart as far as that checkout and leave that to find someplace where I can just click on Google Pay, or I can click on PayPal or Stripe and be able to pay it. So someplace that's already memorized and has my financial information, and I don't have to think about trying to log in different things. So, or trying to remember passwords. So that's what checkout abandonment is. Or maybe I'm looking at it and I'm just like, I don't, see lots of good reviews about this place. Or maybe, just maybe, your products are just a little wonky, because this is also a trust factor. When people see a site that looks like it's back from the 90s, so it looks very forum, it's got 75 tabs on that left-hand side, or you also see that the pictures are like all different shapes. So you got some square, some rectangle, some just kind of, like a real close-up and you only see a corner of a product. And then the wording, the titles, like one maybe 4 or 5 words long, so maybe one sentence, and another is 3 sentences long. So now everything's looking wonky a little bit and off on the page. When we don't see that symmetry, we take that as a trust factor issue, that maybe this is somebody fishing for information and they just threw up this website here because it doesn't look really professional and like this is a business that's going to care about my information. They don't care about how they put out their information. So now I have some concerns about that. The thank you, of course, is just that. Thank you. You bought. Thank you. We love you. You're an amazing customer. We want you to do this again. And you can buy these other things that increases that average order value or the lifetime value of a customer. So we want to give them all those opportunities in a thank you flow. A replenishment flow. Let's say you have something where maybe it will, you know, get old in 2 years or 3 years and they need to replace it. Maybe it's going to get worn by the sun, or maybe it's something like where they're going through, it's a consumable. So they need to have something new every couple of months. That's the replenishment. Just a reminder, hey, don't run out of this, because we don't want to put them in that horrible situation when now they have to pay, and they have to pay for the convenience of an emergency purchase or emergency shipping. And then the sunset. The sunset, just so you know, out of all of these 8, the sunset is the most profitable one. And this is, let's say you've gone 3 or 6 months seeing somebody not open any of your emails at all. They're not taking any action. They're not opening it. So you're wondering, am I going into spam, or they've completely abandoned this and I'm just cluttering up their inbox? So you send the sunset flow, which is, you know what, we've noticed that you really, you know, you're not really utilizing or reading these and you may not need it. We don't want to clutter your inbox. So we're going to remove you unless you let us know. Now, a lot of times what people will do is they'll say, click here to let us know, click here to become a part of our loyalty club. So they give them that opportunity, or click here to get an additional 20% off because we want to see you come back on this. There is more money made on the sunset flow compared to all the other 8. All right, or the 7. That one is the most profitable one. So if you don't have these minimum 8, and there are some e-commerce stores that I work with that have 30 or 40 different flows because of the way they segment and target their audience. Like, for example, let's say that I'm somebody that, let's say I bought a dog sweater, right? I bought a dog sweater for a small dog. And so now they're interacting with me and they're saying, you know what, might want a small collar and small little footies because you don't want them walking on the ice and snow or the really hot pavement because it's 100 degrees, which means the concrete feels like this. And maybe there's a nice little bed and accessories to go with the bed, and just looking like this mini house, and then this play area and the slide and all of these different things for my pampered pup. All right, so if I do that and I show that, hey, I know what you're interested in and I know your pup's a little pup, I'm not going to offer this teeny tiny dog bed if you've got, you know, 120-pound Marmaduke, you know, that big old Great Dane. I'm not going to offer that. So when I know who my customer is and who they're buying for, now I can align with that and provide that hyper personalization that people are expecting. So where you can also show your products on Google. So we talk about reach, and I wanted to spend time there because that is such an unmined, underdeveloped piece of revenue. That stream is so underdeveloped in every e-commerce store that I stop into. I have very rarely seen those who do 8. Now, those who do 8, man, the profits they're getting from their email marketing, like I said, 64%. So just imagine with your business, if you could see that increase with already everything that you're already connecting with. You don't have to do additional ads. You don't have to reach anybody else. You already have. The people that you're connecting with, the people that have connected with you, referred, searched your site, or actually bought from you. So where you can show your products also as you expand your reach on Google is your Google business profile. I highly encourage you to have a Google business profile. I hear people all the time, well, Maria, I'm e-commerce, I'm international, I don't have a local location, I don't want people showing up at my doorstep. Oh, I understand that completely. But still, remember, we need to take advantage of all the Google tools, and low-hanging SEO is that when you connect all of your Google tools together, they speak to each other. And when they speak to each other, and Google loves its own tools, and it feels feels like at that point that it's getting direct information from the business owner, now it has more confidence in that information. When Google feels confident in you, and remember, what's good for Google is good for any search engine, right? So when the search engine feels confident in you, it lifts you higher in search because it wants to deliver the information that people are searching and the correct information, so it's helpful to them, so they return to use the search engine. So Google Business Profile, while it does have some local focus to it, that's really its superpower, you can still use it to be able to build your actual reputation. So focus within a certain area, and I can talk about this more when we talk about Google Business Profile. So I'm not going to be talking about that much today because I do a whole session on that, and Grow Nebraska will bring me back to do that. You just have to get with them. Just ask them and they'll bring me back to talk about that, and I can walk you through that. In fact, I do a lot of business profile reviews, letting people know where they are leaving things on the table that can help them overall, whether they're e-commerce or they're Main Street America and they are people who are looking for that brand or shop near them. All right. So either way, I can make sure that you are building your reputation with the 65-star reviews that you need to be able to compete on the national stage as a brand, or 120. So that's 120 5-star reviews that you need as an e-commerce shop. You can also show up in Google Shopping tab, shopping ads, Google Lens, Google Images, Google Search. So where I'm talking, or what I mean when I'm showing those locations, let me show that up here real quick. I'm just going to switch screens real quick. So hold on while I do that. And I need to be able to showcase this. Let's see, a lot bigger. Okay, let's do a quick switch here. All right, so what you're seeing here is you are seeing Google search. And so let's say I'm searching for dog beds. So you see I can show up in Google Shopping. That's Google's comparison shopping tab. A lot of people use that because they want to go through and say, you know, I don't want to look through all this. I just want to look for my little small dog, and I want it elevated. I want it up high, a little bit higher, or, you know, I want to stay within under 60. So I can actually decide what some of my decision or my shopping decision requirements are and put those in here. So now it limits what I see, and I don't have to be wasted trying or waste my time seeing all of these other pieces of information that I'm not interested in. Like if I know I'm not going to buy it unless there's free shipping, then I'm going to connect there, and I only want to see the free shipping things that are available to me. Some of you do this on Amazon, right? We select, okay, we want just things that have Prime because we're never paying for shipping again. So that could be what you're doing here, and people are doing within Google itself. So it does have shopping. That shopping tab is part of the comparison shopping right there. We also have Google Images. So remember what I said about being very visual. So if your images, your product images are not online there where people can snap a picture or snap a picture of it with their Google Lens and search it visually, then you don't show up. And if you don't show up, they don't know you exist, right? So they can't do business with you. So keep in mind that that's where you can show up here. All right, let's go back to the presentation and those slides. So you can show up in shopping ads. That is paid, so I'm not going to spend much time talking about that because I do want you to max out all of the free tools you have available to you, like showing up for Google Lens, Google Images, and then of course regular Google search. So it's important for us to understand how people search. It's on us to be that expert on our customers. We need to know what the information is that they need along their decision journey, what would be helpful to them, and where are some of the pitfalls that we can warn them of. Because if we can do that before they're heavily in the looking zone, then we get a chance to influence the purchase and be able to make and have the opportunity for us to be considered. Do know that when you get into the looking zone, when they're heavily looking, they've already decided that that's what they're going to do, then a lot of times they're shopping on price, and then it becomes that we're a commodity. And it's more important that you can stand out as the expert or the best, because it doesn't matter our budget, we will step over dollars to do business with the expert or the best. So we know e-commerce sales has grown. We know that Amazon has the lion's share of the market, and we know that it's harder to get customers now because it costs more anyway, because more people are online. So more eyeballs there means more competition. And yes, it can be costly, but you need to be smart about it, making making strategic decisions, looking and reading your metrics, because understand, if you're not measuring, you're not marketing, $1 or 1 minute spent that's not lifting that bottom line or getting you closer to your goal is $1 or 1 minute spent too much. So remember what I said about the business profile? Well, here's a way for free to be able to control what Google shows and sees about you on Google Search and Maps. And it shows your products right away. Remember what I said about visual search? We cannot close our eyes to that. That became and elevated to the height of a major way to search in 2020. It hasn't gone away. So in order to do this, you first need to sign into a Google account. Google accounts are free. This is not the paid workspaces account. This is a free personal Gmail or free Google account. Gmail is a Google account, and all you need to do is use that URL at the bottom left-hand corner. You can sign up. If you have email and you don't want to change it to Gmail, not to worry, you don't have to. You're just going to create a login, so you'll need to use your current email. It doesn't change it to Gmail. Create a password, and like any other password protected site online, that's how you'll access this tool. Now you'll be able to add your products. You can put a price range. So a lot of people will tell me, Maria, I think my price is a little too heavy. I'm kind of specialty, and that's great. But understand, you are disqualifying people that could be looking for you at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they can't have that conversation with you. So they might want to see you right here and be able to snap that picture and find you and at least know you exist and now consider you. And if you give them a price range, now they know it can go anywhere from $20 to $2,000. So there's surely a whole different kind of package or kind of setup that happens as it increases in price and what you actually get, or the quality of what you actually get. Let them decide. I was at a baby shower that my sister was attending, and I was over there with her too, and there was this beautiful, beautiful baby album. I snapped a picture of it and of course was looking for where you could get a baby album like that so I could get one for my sister. Now, do understand, I was working with a photographer in the Dallas area who her baby albums are amazing, but they start at $2,500. And she thought, I don't need to do this as far as putting my photos there, because people aren't going to just buy $2,500 from a photo. Oh no, probably not. They're probably going to reach out to you, but at least they know you exist. So imagine, let's go back to the scenario. I snapped a picture. Who did I look at? Did I even look anywhere else online except for where I saw, oh, this looks kind of like it. This is close to it. This is similar to it. Or is that what I looked at? And are you shielding and blinding people from the ability to be able to see you when you need to let them be the ones to disqualify themselves or to be able to make that consideration? I've seen people who you don't think have the money or would have ever spent on something like what I'm looking at, and they spend it in an instant. So I never want to qualify somebody, because you never know who somebody is or who they may influence. They may have some other people that they're going in together with this, and they're making that purchase decision with a whole lot more information than you have access to. So this is how the product can appear. Also, you can find out more at google.com/business or get with Grow Nebraska, because remember what I said, they will bring me back in to go through a full session of that if you'd like for me to do that. You can also showcase your products in Merchant Center as an e-commerce store. You can absolutely do this. It's 100% free. Now, a lot of people think it's something that you pay for because they know about Google ads or Google shopping ads. And that's a part of it, but that's a small portion, shopping ads. So you see that right at the very top where the photos are, it says ads. So those are Google shopping ads. And those are paid positions to show up high up there at the very top. But you don't have to use the paid, because there's so much free organic to use. And I'm a big fan of utilizing everything that you have free. Use it, max it, and optimize it out. And at that time, after you've done that, that's when you look at paid, because paid just amplifies what you're doing. And if you're making chaos and a hot mess that's not understandable, all you're going to do is amplify that, and people will be turned off by that. 74% leave a very disorganized website that doesn't speak to them. They're not interested in that. They can always have more options as they scroll and search. So see how you show up there in the shopping tab when you utilize Google Merchant Center? That's what I was talking about. You can show up there through Google Business Profile and here. And people will tell me, well, which one, Maria, if you had limited time? I said, if I had limited time, I would still prioritize, maybe I'll do Google Business Profile first, then I'll go to shopping because I want to reach the rest of the world, not just the local area. But I'm still going to do that before I spend any money on anything, because these are free tools that I can max out. So I definitely want to use the shopping tab. This is free. Why not show up more? Why not have more horses in the race for visibility. If it's all about you, that really does position yourself or your product as the expert or the best. And that's important. Then people are more likely to buy because there's a lot of confirmation that I see you everywhere. So Google Images, this also controls Google Images when you upload things to Google Merchant Center. So when you connect your Google Merchant Center, as well as what I was sharing with you earlier with your Google Business Profile. And this really leans into all the usage that we see with Google Lens. In fact, every month there are 12 billion searches on Google Lens. So people are using this. Now, shopping ads, of course, remember what I said, those are paid. Those also come from using Google Merchant Center, but you don't have to use those. And remember, don't use them until you're completely maxed out and optimized with all the other free tools. Now, how you do connect Merchant Center is you need to go to g.co/merchant center. You will go there, connect your account. Some key pieces where people do get tripped up is time zone. Make sure you are at your time zone, because when you measure your marketing, you don't want to make a mistake and have the wrong timing. And then you set up everything else, all of your decision making on the wrong timing. So go ahead and put the time zone that you are in. That doesn't mean that you can't serve everybody internationally. Of course you can, but you want to know the timing for you so that you have some good understanding of, if it's 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning for you, and it may be in another country, the prime time, at least you know what that is, and you don't have to worry about trying to figure out or configure all those different time zone considerations. The other thing is you need to be able to have 3 different areas, or one of these 3 different areas for people to be able to check out with. So make sure you have that. Then also another important piece that you do need to have in order to be able to use Google Merchant Center is you need to showcase your address, like meaning you're in Midland, Texas, and Kansas City, and Chicago, Illinois. You need to show that on your website. You need to also have a refund policy that's printed on your website or visible and able to be found there. And also you need to be able to showcase that you have a privacy policy. So all of those need to be there, visible and easy to find on your website in order for you to utilize Google Merchant Center. You'll see in Merchant Center that all of the navigation, like any other Google tool, happens on the left. You can look at their product, your products, your performance, how they're actually growing there. You can verify your business. You'll need to do that before you use Google Merchant Center. So if you're already connected with Google Analytics, which is what I encourage people to do, is be connected to Google Analytics first, because once you've done that, it verifies and speaks to all the other tools and makes it easier for you to verify. But those are 3 ways that you can verify. If you don't have analytics connected, you can use Tag Manager, or you can put a code into the site that it will actually read to know that it's connected and you're the owner of that site. You can add individual multiple products. You can do that both. Really, if you have individual, let's say you have 5, 8, 10 different products, you might want to put that in manually. You've got 5, 10, 8,000 different products, then you might want to do that with a feed, and you can utilize a template that Google actually provides you. You'll see there in Google Sheets, which works just like an Excel spreadsheet. So you can click on that, it will populate that and be able to generate a new sheet with that template, making sure you see all the information that you need to have there to showcase in Google Merchant Center, so you're not missing a piece and limiting your visibility if you don't have all your information there. So that's how you can show up with all of these areas of Google for free, except for shopping ads. That's the only one I have it bold there at the very middle area of the right side, so you know that you need to wait on those till you've maxed out everything else. Now, how else can you expand your reach? Well, let's talk about Google Market Finder. If you have not used this, you can use it domestically. Let's say that you're in Nebraska and you're thinking about, I'm expanding my sales out and I want to be able to ship out to the East Coast. So I'm thinking about Maryland, Connecticut, New York, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and just on down to Florida. So I'm thinking about that. Or it could be that I'm thinking about, I think maybe Canada and Mexico need to be a prime target for me, because I see a lot of people purchasing from there, from my e-commerce shop, and they're paying a lot for shipping. So if I could take that part away, the cost of the shipping, because I am selling out there, then do I have a chance to actually earn and increase the revenue that we have from that country? So how you use Google Market Finder, so it's g.co/market finder is how you get that. Oh, I think it's lower here, or it's in another slide, but you're going to actually enter your website. This is free to use, 100% free. You will put in and add categories or confirm the categories that it brings in from your website. So it's going to look at your website, and Google's going to lean into its experience and say and suggest some categories. Now you can make that decision. Once you decide that, either adding or deleting, did it get it right, or do you need to put some custom information? Now you get a chance to select. You want to say within US, so that's domestic, or globally. So what are you looking at? Choose one or the other. Once you do that, it'll recommend your top 3 markets. And your top 3 markets, then if you put your email address there, it will email you all of the details. So you're going to need to sign up to be able to get that email update, but you want all these details because this is 100% for free. All right, so you're going to go here, and you get there by going to g.co/market finder. I wish for sure I thought it was in the slides, but I'll make sure that you guys have it. So you're going to select the potential markets. Let's say, you like this, or maybe, you're, I don't want to reach out to Germany. I don't have that kind of reach, or maybe, there's customs and there's duties, there's things that would be too costly. So maybe you already know that you don't want to work with a certain country. You can just X that out there, as you can see, or you can look at the top 3 and then make decisions from there. Maybe all 3 are in the running right now till you take a quicker look or a deeper look. So as you click on each country, you'll get an idea of their size, the currency. That corruption perception index means how likely is it that your product's going to make it to people's hands, or is it going to somehow get intercepted or additional cost, because there's cost of, you gotta pay for certain people as it moves along the chain. So they may have that, so there is a corruption index, and you need to know that, because I know in some countries that it can be almost the exact cost to bring it into that country. So now that doubles the cost to bring it in, and now is it profitable anymore to actually continue with working with that country? All right, you can also see what the domestic product is, the GDP. That's really important for you to know what kind of spending and disposable income they have, to see if this is the right area for you, especially you knowing your target audience and what kind of spend that they have, or where do they prioritize your product, service, or solution. Is it a necessity? Is it consumable? Is it a luxury item? You can also see the logistics and being able to bring it in, what is all involved in that, and all the more that's actually involved with that. So what's the cost to do business there? Because again, is it profitable? You can also see how much they're online, because it may be a profitable country if you're a brick and mortar, but if there's limited online access, this may not be for you, especially if you're having to reach across oceans to be able to try to showcase and sell them on with the sales happening on your website, right? You can also watch that purchase behavior. What are they doing? Are they going online often or not? Do they purchase a lot online? You'll get to see all of that really right here at your fingertips. Now, as we do this, it's also important for us to know the funnel and to know our buyer awareness. So that's what we're going to talk about next. So the marketing funnel is awareness, consideration, conversion, or loyalty. How aware are people that you exist, that you have the product, service, or solution that can help them? All right. So how do you reach your customers? That's awareness. How are you reaching them? How do they know that your business or your product or solution is there to help them? How do they find answers? It's important for us to be that expert on our customer and really understand, how do they search? What are they looking for? What words do you bring? And then also, can you turn leads into customers? Is your website doing everything that it needs to do and all the marketing that you have around it to get them to that success action? For an e-commerce store, that means that they're buying. But for other stores or other websites, it could be that they're leaving their information, their contact form, they're watching videos. But for us in e-commerce, they need to buy. And are we creating loyalty? Are we making sure that relationship, that trust that was built because they already did something with us, bought from us, did business with us, are we staying in that relationship, or are we ending that relationship? Because it's really not about a sales close. The sales is just the opening that we could do potentially more sales, or even share us with their friends and family members. There are so many ways to make money online around what you're doing. You can sell your own products. You can also be an affiliate for other products. So maybe with your product, there are a few things on Amazon or Target or Walmart that they could also get that would help them even be better or fall deeper in love with your product or help keep your product clean. So you can offer that and get a commission for that, because now you're linking, you're putting a list and you're getting an affiliate percentage for that because you're mentioning them. So you already put it all together. You have put everything together for them, and now they can buy that and you get a marketplace commission. You can also utilize advertising, so you can display ads for other people on your site if you're interested in that. Some people aren't because they don't want it to clutter their site and that to be the experience for people visiting their site, but it's totally on your decision on whether or not that's a good revenue stream. And then there's also subscriptions too, so consider subscriptions. I love marketplace commission fees because I think that when you can put everything together for them, let's say I'm doing a webinar like today, right? So maybe on my YouTube channel, I'll be talking about, oh, you can sign up for a Google checkup where I go through all of your Google products or your Google tools, and I look through everything to make sure everything's optimized, and I give you suggestions on how you can make it even better. So that's something that you can buy from me. But now you're watching this webinar, and also in the links I have, this is the camera that I'm using, this is my microphone, this is the how I produce my slide decks, this is how I share that, this is where I upload my videos and how I share that. So I'm providing links, each of which there's a percentage that I receive from that, and I'm putting it all together easy for you to get. How do I come up with all of my my timestamps and my alt text that I use? Well, here's the link for that too, because I might be talking about that. So you can do that as well. All right, just start digging deeper into really understanding your customer and what they need from you to be able to make a good solid buying decision and to stay loyal to you. So you can have subscriptions, you can have those strategic partnerships like I was just talking about, those affiliate partnerships, or where you cross promote each other. You can even do that locally. You do not have to lean into national connections. Do that locally. My goodness, having a good local connection to work with is nice because you can each support and lift each other, or even loyalty programs. All right, I have covered a lot with you today. And so here's the big question. What are you going to apply? Because knowledge is not powerful until you apply what you've learned. There are many different tools that I just talked about here, and we've just scraped the tip of the iceberg of thriving on e-commerce. So could it be that it's email marketing? You don't even have the 8 flows, so you need to not leave so much money on the table and at least pick up that. Or could it be, you know what, I don't really have a funnel and I'm not knowing exactly where people are at, or I don't even have awareness, so I need to figure out how I reach people. Maybe that's what you're going to work on. I would love to know, so make sure you connect with me on socials so that I can celebrate with you. And of course, you have Grow Nebraska as an amazing, amazing resource. This team here, I would not be working with them and have been back at Marketech so many times if I was not absolutely blown away and solid on what they're doing to help make sure small businesses in Nebraska are getting ahead. So if you want to connect with me, of course, you can use this bit.ly link. It lists all my socials. Find the one that you're most active in, and I'm ready to connect with you there, okay? Or you can join our free marketing community. I like to be able to drop and give you updates of what's happening with Google there. You have such an amazing team with Grow Nebraska. So do not leave that on the table, because that's amazing support. And support is money, right? Expense. I want to make sure that everything's free or small fee. So this is a great way for you to get support. Now, if I've been helpful to you, I'm going to model behavior that I teach and coach all of the businesses I work with. And that is, when you provide a good product or solution or service or information, ask for a review. Because many people would have given you a review had you asked, but because you didn't ask and their intention was there, but now they're distracted by the thousands of messages that are happening after they get off, or they start talking to you, or after you've leave their place and you haven't asked for a review, then you need to ask for a review. If you're a service-based business, I know we're talking e-commerce here, but share with your service-based friends, carry a QR code on, have them carry a QR code on their phone so that the person that they're providing service to can just snap that and you can leave a review, because we need to be able to get more reviews. Reviews are so very important to where you show up in Google search. All right. Well, Tanya is going to gather all the questions you have, and I'm going to answer those, and I look forward to doing that. And I look forward to seeing you at the next session here at the very first Wednesday of every month here with Grow Nebraska. And I look forward to connecting with you on socials. So I look forward to seeing you then. And I look forward to your questions. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Well, thank you for throwing your questions there in the chat. I will make sure to include all those links she had on her presentation in the follow-up email. That way you guys can quickly link to like those Google resources she was sharing. And we do share the recording as well. And it is posted on our YouTube, but I will share that recording, and then you should have access to that to watch whenever you'd like, as many times as you would like. And then Cami, I will make sure to get your question answered. If you guys have any questions while I'm closing out, please make sure to put them in the chat. I will take note of them and make sure those get passed on to Maria. So let me, I will share the link that she has, that has the slides. I'll try to either download them or just share that link with you, but we will get those slides shared with you as well. But let me move back over here to, Canva. Okay. So let me grab these links here. So we'd like to thank Maria for presenting and providing that recording for us to continue to learn how to nail our e-commerce and keep scaling it up. There looks to be a lot of great options that are free on Google to use. And so I would definitely highly suggest to use those. If you have any questions about how to add products to your Google business profile page, or even how to get a Merchant Center account set up, Grow Nebraska does assist with that as well. And that is part of your membership. So if you are a member, please reach out to us. Same, I think if you're a Women's Business Center client, you can reach out to Eden and Nicola. And if you're interested in membership, I have some slides on how to maybe get your questions answered, or who you can start reaching out to kind of learn more about Grow Nebraska. But first, I'm going to move on to our upcoming trainings. So on August 15th with V2 Graphics and Marketing, we have Building Business with Social Media. September 4th, we have Maria back with Get Customers, Market, and Moments. And then on September 18th, this is a special webinar on Wednesday, same time, noon to 1. It's with Diane with Amazon, and she's going to speak how to start selling in Amazon's store part 2. So it's kind of a spinoff of one of our Amazon series with Abby. And so I'd highly suggest to take a look at Abby's. You can find that in our on-demand training library, and then plan to attend the September 18th special webinar. And here in the chat, I'm just sending the upcoming training link through. So if you wanted just a quick link to those to sign up for some of those today, you can. I also have a QR code here that you can scan as well. And then we have our Market Tech conference. We ask you to mark your calendars to plan to attend on March 25th and 26th. Our keynote is Chelsea, and our registration should be live in August, so you can start signing up for that. It's a great conference where you can network with other business owners, resource providers. You can also learn from industry leaders. Maria has come back and did breakout sessions for us last year, 3 of them, and we're hoping to get her again this year. And so if you want to learn from Maria in person, watch on the agenda to see where we'll have her placed at. And then Chelsea is our keynote this year, and we're very excited to have her do a keynote session on video and Instagram. She knows a lot about that. And then here is where you can start kind of learning more about Grow Nebraska. If you scan this QR code, you can sign up for Jody or I's office hours, and we're very happy to chat with you about Grow Nebraska membership to see if it's a good fit for your business right now. And so we definitely highly encourage you to sign up for one of those hours. We'd love to connect and just see how Grow Nebraska can assist in your business growth. And then we do highly encourage you to follow us on social media if you are not already. We're on a variety of different social media, so definitely feel free to follow us on the platforms you're on. We post a lot about our members, products, and our trainings that we take part in. And so definitely helps to keep you up to date on all things happening at Grow Nebraska. And then the other link I sent with the upcoming training link is our Google review. And as Maria says, we want to model what we tell our members. And so we ask if we provided a good training today, or you've used Grow Nebraska services, if you could just leave us a Google review, you can scan the QR code or press that link. We ask if you wanted to please leave 2 to 3 sentences. Little tidbit that Maria actually taught us is for a Google review to account, the reviewer has to leave 2 to 3 sentences. And so just something to keep an eye out when you're asking people for reviews is just kind of phrasing it to ask them to leave 2 to 3 sentences. And then lastly, thank you for joining our training. If you have any questions or topic suggestions, or even if you just want to know more about Grow Nebraska, or if you're a member and you have questions, please reach out to me. My name's Tanya. You can call the store or you can email tanya@grownebraska.org. And I will let you all go for the day. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll get these questions over to Maria, and keep an eye out for that the recording email that I send out.